What's good, Knicks Familia? Back at you with another video. Not gonna spend too much time talking about other stuff today. We're gonna try to get into it as soon as possible. There's a couple things I want to talk about. Pretty much trying to figure out who we could place the blame on for the loss. It was a pretty interesting game. We'll be back in a second. We're gonna run this intro and then we'll be right back. So just bear with me. Yeah, what's good, y'all? So the game last night was pretty interesting. It was a good game. You got a chance to see this new lineup with Alec Burks running the point. We had Alec Burks at the 1, RJ started at the 2, Fournier at the 3, Mitch at the 4, not Mitch at the 4, Randle at the 4, Mitch at the 5. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was after the first quarter or was it the first half where RJ he didn't return due to non-COVID like illness. He didn't return to the game. Randle had 24 points, 8 assists. He had 9 rebounds, and he was 11 to 22 from the field. He only shot 2 threes, missed 2 threes. Played about 40 minutes. RJ Barrett only played about 8 minutes, so yeah, I don't think he came back after the first quarter. Maybe he played some of the first, some of the second, and he ended with 4 points. We got 25 from Alec Burks, the new starter. He had 2 steals, 5 assists, 5 boards, and he was 4 of 10 from the three-point line, 9 of 21 from the field, about 40 minutes as well. Derrick Rose, 16 points, 9 assists, 5 boards. He was 2 of 6 from 3, 6 of 13 from the field. Some solid off the bench minutes from Rose, 34 minutes. Mitchell Robinson, 8 points. He was in some foul trouble. He had some foul issues, running into foul trouble and stuff early in the game. He had 7 boards, and he was 4 or 5 from the field. You know he's pretty efficient scoring when the ball does find its way to him for him to put some buckets up. 25 minutes for Robinson. I don't know why he plays such small minutes. I don't know what it is Thibs is looking out there. Like he has Noel in there. Noel, 0 points. I mean, his plus minus, he was a plus 8. Robinson was a minus 10. Burks was a minus 11. Randle a minus 8. And Noel had no points. He had 3 boards. He had no blocks, no nothing. 3 boards. And yeah, that was about it in 18 minutes, almost 19 minutes. Quickly played 37 minutes. He had 12 points. He had 1 steal, 2 assists, 7 rebounds. He was going after some boards. I'm not going to lie. Saw him going after some boards. He was 4 of 11 from the field. Obi Toppin, 3 of 4 from the field with 8 points. He had 1 assist, 2 boards, and he only played 11 minutes and 36 seconds as per NBA.com. Quentin Grimes made a brief entrance into the game. He had 0 points. He only played 2 minutes and 33 seconds. He was a negative 12. He came into the game and it didn't look good. They took him out defensively. Like, you know, one of the things a lot of these people say that I see in these group chats, Facebook chats, and on Twitter and all of these things, it's like, oh, play the young guys, play Quentin Grimes. He's a defensive stopper. He's this, he's that. Like, bro, he's a rookie. First of all, we haven't seen them against NBA players. And if the test, if you want to put him up to a test, a guy like Harden, having to guard a guy like Harden, having to try to switch if you get switched on to having to guard a guy like Durant, these are the true tests that'll show you whether or not somebody can handle it. And I don't think he was ready. I don't think he was ready. Okay, that's enough for the Knicks individual stats. Kevin Durant had 27 points. Harden had 34. And that was pretty much it. The next guy in double digits was Thomas and then Mills, who had 12 and 10, respectfully. The major thing that I want to talk about, like Durant, he was 9 of 23 from the field. He hit no threes. Like, we was playing pretty good defense on Durant, or you could just say the shots wasn't falling, whichever one you want to call it. It just wasn't his night. But Harden was 11 of 20 from the field, and he shot 9 of 10 free throws. Durant shot 9 of 9 free throws. So between those two alone, those are 19 attempted and 18 made free throws. Those two alone. And I mean, that was just kind of painful to us. Like, that didn't help us win at all. The highest attempted free throws from one person on our team was 4, and that was Burks. Julius Randle was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He only shot 2 free throws. So I just feel like that it was a little unfair. I'm not going to get too deep into that yet. I'm just going to touch on a few things. So when trying to bring about the blame for this game, I tried to select a couple of players or a couple of individuals who had to do with the team or had to do with the game pretty much, period, to kind of come up with the idea. So I figured the first person we could bring to the plate would be Tom Thibodeau, of course, Coach Thibs. I'm saying, like, is the recent rotation change a good idea? Was that a good idea? When I say that, I'm saying, like I said in the last video, I feel like Thibs is going to lean on Alec Burks the way he leaned on Elfrid Payton last season. He's going to use him as that veteran point guard that starts every game, plays, if not majority of the minutes, majority of the minutes, he played damn near 40 minutes. He's going to look for him to be that guy. And do we know if Alec Burks is that guy? I honestly have more faith in Alec Burks than I did in Elfrid Payton, but it's still yet to be seen if that was a good idea. This first game was a great test. We played a really good game. I think defensively we had some lapses, but we didn't let the game get too out of control. I think the lead went all the way up to about 13, 14. Maybe the highest was like 16 or something. It might have went a little crazy, a little bit, but we didn't let it get too crazy. We went back and forth with the lead with them. We even had about an 8-point lead at some point in the game. So we were doing pretty good. And another thing about the blame on Thibs is should he have kept Obi Toppin on the floor? There was a play, I forgot what Kevin Durant did. Something happened. It was something that transpired with Kevin Durant, and Toppin was in there guarding him at the time, and it happened, and Thibs pulled Obi, who was having a pretty good game offensively, and he was trying on defense. He was doing the best he could. And to give him about 12 minutes, it's just, I don't know. I just don't understand his concept with that. He did try to do a little small ball. I did see a little bit of Julius Randle and Toppin on the court at the same time. And I guess in games where you're not having to worry about a Harden and a Durant on the same team, you might be able to try a little bit more of that and see what we could do. It didn't really work. And so, yeah, I just don't know. Do we blame Thibs? Because I feel like his lineups and his situational, his changes during the game and seeing how things is going, it's a little questionable at times. So that's one idea. 2, do we blame Randle for the loss? And really the reason why is because of the same usual things. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much does his ISO ball impact winning for us? When he stops the ball, a lot of people compare him to when Melo was in New York Knicks. How, the ball gets to him and it's like a black hole. It stops there, and you wait to see what he do. And usually it's going to be him jab stepping and driving, maybe trying to get a fadeaway leaning jump shot, or drive to the basket, try to use his weight and his power to get to the hole. So how much does that affect our winning and our losing? Because there were many situations in last night's game where I saw when Randle got the ball and I knew it was stopping there. I knew he wasn't going to look for anybody else. I knew he was going to try to create something for himself. And I feel like there are certain times in the game when that's okay, and there are certain times when it's like, no, this is not what we need. We need some ball movement. We need some movement, individual movement from players on the floor. So many times where they just stagnant, It was a play which doesn't really have to do with the Randle thing, but I think it was a play where I saw Burks. He was attempting to like drive to the basket, and him and Mitch Robinson were both on the right wing, um, going towards the baseline. And it's like if Mitchell Robinson is not in there, he has more space to operate in instead of missing a layup because he made it to the paint and attempted the layup, but he missed. Instead of missing it, maybe he would have made it had Mitch Robinson's guy not been in the same area. So yeah, it's just something that as a team we have to work on. And is the whining for calls detrimental to the team? Like we got a tech with about a minute and change left into the game. Julius Randle got a technical foul for I think there was I don't remember what play happened. I don't know, did they score? I think they scored. Something happened. Julius Randle he started yelling at the ref or something like that. It got called for a tech, and that put us in a pretty bad spot. So I wonder if him continuously whining to these refs, will that start to have them treat us a certain kind of way as a whole? We already know how it is. I mean, I can't get fined for it. So it's like the refs be hating. Like the refs be on our body heavy, trying to figure out ways to help other teams beat us. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. It's just, I don't know, like the league just hates the Knicks. I don't know why. And also, what changes can he make to return to last season's form? We've seen a few games, like last night's game and a couple other games this season, where we've seen bits and pieces of the Julius Randle, who earned the Most Improved Player of the Year award and also his first All-Star game appearance. So I'm wondering, what can he do to return back to that? Is there something that he's not doing? Is he not as dedicated? Did he get his money and just relax now because the contract year is up? Was he feeling pressure because Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier came in and maybe he thought that it could be a possibility that he could be moved around. Who knows what could be going on in Randle's head? But those are some things that I just wanted to think about when trying to pass around some blame. So, y'all, of course, get in the comment section, respond to any one of these points or comments or questions so we could kind of bounce ideas off of each other and whatnot. I threw a Fournier up in here because he had like some really lazy first half play. He just didn't look like he wanted to be there. Like, I don't know, it was just real lackluster effort from him. Some lapses on defense. They got him benched for like I think the whole third quarter or something like that, or majority of the third. He got benched for quite a while. Of course, he did come in the fourth and he hit those back-to-back threes. Was it back-to-back? It was 2 threes he hit, right? I know for sure he hit that 1 3 like off the bench. I think it was 1 3. When he came off the bench, Alec Burks gave him that pass. He came right around the curve and just makatu, bust that thing off. Pause. You know what I'm saying? 3 was money. It was wet. And we thought we was they celebrated like we won. Like you would have thought it was a buzzer beater the way they celebrated. Everybody was hyped. Actually, yeah, I think he had to hit a couple threes because we started chipping away on the lead, and that 3 kind of like I think it gave us the lead or tied the game or something like that. I put Mitch. Now, of course, Mitch was going to get some blame because the very last play on defense for us was a foul call on Mitch Robinson. Pardon me. It was a foul called on Mitch Robinson. He made an attempt to block. What's this guy's name? It don't even matter. He made an attempt to block his shot. And my opinion was all ball. Slight contact on the guy's hand or wrist or whatever after the contact with the basketball once he knocked it out of his hand. And that's it. Come on now. We all know that's not a foul. It was about 2 seconds left on the clock. This might have been what got Julius Randle the tech. No, it was a minute and change when we got the tech. It was like 2 seconds left when Mitchell Robinson blocked the shot. They called the foul call. And it's like you let that go into overtime. We don't call that. You let that shot go up or we get the block in. We ain't had no timeouts. Let's try to see what we could do. But no, they call the foul. And my question is is it his fault for reaching for the block and not just going straight up? Just let him beat you with the shot. Let him put the shot up. If it goes in, it goes in. If not, it don't. You just put your hands up. You just stand straight up, arms up. I'm saying, like, you're getting stuck up, and you just hope for the best. I think maybe that was the best decision to make at the time. He reached in for the block, made contact with the ball, and that brings me to the fourth and final person to blame. Well, fifth, and I don't even know. I wouldn't say the person because it's a whole collective, the whole union of NBA officials. I'm blaming because that foul call with the 2 seconds left in the game. That cost us the game. I'm asking, did it cost us the game? But I know it cost us the game. There were so many other things that happened. I just listed different people we could blame for it. But that call was bogus. You know what I'm saying? Was that a fair call? No, it's not a fair call. I don't know. I don't understand what the issue is with us. Why do the refs? Why do they why do they watch our games that way? Like, not watch it. Why do they call our games that way? Better yet, why is it like playing against Durant and Harden, and it's like Harden getting every foul call, and usually they said they changed the rules, right? It didn't look like Harden of. Like, this might have been the game that gets Harden back into playing like James Harden. Just the confidence alone that he might have gained off of the referees calling the game the way they called it. If he does, that's what's up for him. Cool, but that doesn't help me as a Knicks fan. You know? So I don't know. Can you let me know what y'all think, who we could blame? I'm blaming the refs. It's the refs' fault, first and foremost. Nobody else but the refs. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things. So on Twitter, I came across this post. I didn't see the post game conference or interviews or questions myself, but I did see that Ian Begley had reported that Julius Randle said that the refs told him last night that certain contact doesn't affect him like it affects other players because of his size/strength, pause, which factors in to how he's officiated. I can't be penalized for just being stronger. That's not how you officiate the game. And I couldn't agree more with Julius Randle. The individual, the referee that told him this, they have to be penalized some kind of way, because anytime a player or any representative of a team, coach, owners, whoever, anytime they come out and criticize the officiating, they're fined. I don't know if I would say we should go ahead and fine these guys. I know they make some money. They don't make nearly as much as a NBA player does, but they make some change. I won't say to fine them, but maybe the individual that told him this should be suspended. And not only should he be suspended, he should be banned from, at least for the rest of this season, from officiating calling any other New York Knicks games, at least pending investigation. Like, we got to figure out something. Got to get to the bottom of this. They got to do something about that, because I can't believe that he was really told this by a referee. That is just beyond me. Like, I understand he is a strong guy, and this is something that people have said about LeBron. LeBron, they don't get called every foul call, but he gets some foul call. I guess that's maybe why he had to flop a lot, because of the strength that he has. Referees might not just be calling. Shaq probably didn't get every single foul call for him. He went to the line enough, but he probably didn't get enough of the foul call because of his size and what he does to the other players. It might appear as if it doesn't affect them, but I think that's unfair. You should call the foul. A guy shouldn't have to flop to have the foul called when he gets slapped up on his head or he's getting mauled like like Clive Frazier would say, mauling him and all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, I'm trying to keep. I don't want this video to run on too long. So it's one more thing. One more thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this article by Ian Connor of the New York Post. So his post at 2:25 a.m. December 1st was Knicks lost because of Kevin Durant, not the referees. And then listen to the way this guy's talking about them. You know he's a Knicks hater. Like, you know he just can't stand us. He opens up with Tom Thibodeau was practically quivering in his press conference chair, trying like hell to contain his emotions. More than once he said he wanted to watch the film of Nets 112, Knicks 110, but really, more than anything, Thibs wanted to grab someone by the shoulders, shake some sense to him. Like, look how he opened up. Pause. How he opened up with that. He goes on to say a lot of things in this article, but the main thing not the main thing. One of the main things he said in the article was that the Mitchell Robinson foul call was a call that had to be made. He said it had to be made. They had to make that foul call. I wish he would explain why. Because I don't agree. I don't think that's a foul call that had to be made. You don't have to make a foul call with 2 seconds left unless it's like a blatant, ridiculous foul. Then it's understandable. But with time running down, tied game, player going up for a layup, you see that block, you let that rock. You feel me? Worst case scenario, worst, you have to, they challenge it or you review it just to make sure, hey, all right, nah, look, that's a foul. None of that. They just let them guys shoot them 2 free throws and that was it. It's just a little unfair. But also, something that he said that I really didn't like. I really didn't like this. I don't know how this guy looked. So I never seen him. I can't say I hate him, but I don't think I like him right now. Just so for this alone, you know what I'm saying? I know the Mark Bermans and Stephon Bondis and the Frank Isolas and, the other guys that cover the Knicks religiously, but this guy, I don't think I've ever come across an article before of him. I don't know if I've heard his name when they ask questions. So maybe he was the person that Thibs gave a stern talking to during the conference or the interview is why he came with this. But he ended his article with, Randle claimed the officials told him he was too strong to get certain calls. They said that certain contact doesn't affect me like it affects other players, that I'm stronger, the Knicks forward said. Oh man, it pisses me off to be honest with you. That's not how you officiate the game. In an ideal world, he's right. But in the NBA, Kevin Durant always gets calls that other players don't. And if the Knicks wanted to benefit from that truth, they would have signed him when they had the chance. So that is the way he ended this thing. We would have signed him when we had the chance. When do we have the chance, Ian O'Connor? When do we have the chance? When do we have the opportunity to sign Kevin Durant? We're talking about the offseason, 2 years ago, when he was a free agent and he didn't want to join the New York Knicks. I don't even know if he took an interview. Did he take an interview with us? I can't recall whether or not he took an interview with us. I don't think so. He didn't want to come. Kyrie Irving went to the Brooklyn Nets and he spoke with Kevin Durant. They're cool. And he told Kevin Durant, look, this is where we're doing it at. Kevin Durant didn't look at the New York Knicks. You know what he said in an interview when asked why he chose the Brooklyn Nets and not the Knicks? He said, the New York Knicks are not the cool thing right now. That's what he said. He didn't want to join the Knicks. So we didn't have the chance. Idiot. You foolish boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying so hard not to curse on this channel. I don't know how hard it is for me because curse words is second nature for me. I'm surprised I ain't let one slip yet. But this guy, Ian O'Connor, You're a fool. I would like to say EAD. I'm saying those of you who know, you know, you know. If you know, you know. EAD. I'm saying bing bong. You fool. So that's about it. I'm gonna end the video here. We're coming up on 25 minutes. See, that's a lot longer than I wanted it to be already. Trying to shorten this thing. I remember, y'all know how I do. I just talking, talking. Talk. I can't talk no more. But I think we play again Thursday night, tomorrow night. Actually, I got court tomorrow morning, so I don't know what's gonna happen. It ain't nothing serious. It's a ticket offense. It's out of state, and honestly, it's a ticket offense that they didn't give me a ticket. Them dudes, so you gotta appear. You gotta appear in court, and yeah, I don't even want to go into details with that. But tomorrow night we play the Chicago Bulls, I think, in Chicago. So once I get home from court, I think I'll probably try to do a pre-game little something. I don't know. Maybe I'll just wait till after the game. We'll see how everything works. But I would like to use the free time that I will have, not having to be at work and all of that stuff. But I'm saying thank y'all for tuning in. If you made it this far, please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I'm gonna try something new again. You know what I'm saying? Since we're here, and I'm using this new interface and stuff to run this show. You feel me? We're gonna end it off with the intro. It's the intro, but it's gonna be the outro right now until we come up with a sufficient outro. Intro is also the outro. You feel me? So once again, thank you for tuning in. Shout out to the New York Knicks. Shout out to Alec Burks. Good job running the point for the first game. We're gonna see what it really is. You feel me? Yeah, I think that's it. I'm out. You know what I mean?